Well, hey, you're getting me twice in one day. So, I'm going to make another cup of coffee here. I've got, let's see. I'll have Bianco Forte, Nespresso Bianco Forte, which is blended to go well with milk. So, the reason I want to jump back on here is there are two things, okay? One of them is in my last video, I talked about root cause analysis, figuring out why you have the habits you do. And I talked about why I probably developed an association in my mind and my emotions and my urges to want to have sweets, because sweets to me, sitting around eating sweet things, evokes feelings of hominess and comfort, because of how I was raised, how my mother was, and how my parents were. But I didn't talk about, well, I've got to replace that with something, right? Like, everybody needs to be able to feel at home and have feelings of comfort. So how do I replace that? So I need to think of things that I can do to occupy my mind, other than eating sweets, when I want to have those kinds of feelings that I've been using sweets to give me. Okay? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Woo. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to take a little slurp off of this before I stir it in. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to talk about refers back to 5 days ago when I shared that one of the reasons that I wanted to take off weight is, well, wait, before I get to that, I just want to say one other thing about the habits. So if I just went on a diet, I'd lose the weight. But if I don't change the things that are causing me to eat, to begin with, I'm just going to put it back on. So that's one of the reasons why my program, one of the parts of it, enables you to deal with those habits. You can change them, so you won't put the weight back on. Now, in my case, I was on a medication for anxiety, and it sort of put me in a place where it was very difficult for me to make good decisions. I mean, biochemically, my brain just wasn't working quite right in that area. I'm not blaming it on that, though. I just kind of was like depressed and anxious and stuff. And I hadn't been that way before. And in a way, it was like a new problem. So I needed to learn to, here's a new problem to deal with. And now my medication's been adjusted, but also I've been practicing healthy habits of my mind, and it's enabling me to deal with anxiety and depression in a better way. So I'm able to make better choices. Okay. So, the point is, it's not the weight I'm losing. It's the things I'm gaining in my ability to lead a healthy life. And that includes a healthy mindset so that I can continue to make good choices, or be in a position, as I was, to have the tools to deal with new things that come up. Yes, I put back on some of the weight that I had lost 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. But now I'm taking it back off again, and I'm, even improving myself more in the way I deal with life. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention is a physical thing. So, all right, I've lost like 4.5 pounds or so. Mm. Very, very good. Alrighty. So I had mentioned 5 days ago when I first posted about my decision to go back on a healthy lifestyle plan that it was uncomfortable walking. You know, it wasn't as comfortable as it used to be. Let me show you something. And you know, I post my videos on my YouTube channel, Mama Stella's Whiz Bang, and I know that this one's probably going to get a lot of views because I'm going to talk about love handles. And you know, I once did a video about swimsuits for mature women, about finding, you know, a modest but complimentary swimsuit for me, you know, in my 60s. Well, apparently that has gotten thousands of views on YouTube because there are people, sort of sketch kind of people, you know, who, well, I looked up mature women in swimsuits. Oh dear. Well, I found a lot of videos that were not at all the kind of video that I made about how to make a nice fashion choice for an older woman. Anyway, so when I put love handles, you know that thing's going to get a lot of hits. But your love handles, if you have them, okay, I'm going to try to show you this. I'm wearing a black skirt, so it's hard. See this here? I'm grabbing some fat here. This is fat that I have around my, sort of my hips, and what happens is when it gets near the top of your legs, it sort of starts folding over or rolling over. I don't know if you can, you know what, let me show you looking from up above. Okay. So, all right, there, you see that? Okay. So that's a love handle. And I got them on both sides, okay? Now, the 4.5 or so pounds that I lost in the last 5 days, a lot of it came from around here. And one of the reasons I know that, well, for one thing, you know, my waistband is a lot looser, but also it is now more comfortable for me to walk. This morning, it's just as miserably humid and warm as it has been every other day here. But I had less discomfort walking because I was able to swing my leg more freely, because the love handle sort of ends here instead of ending just a little bit lower, which would obstruct my leg. Do you get that? You know, put your hand like this, so your fingers are coming down on top of your thigh. You know, it prevents your leg from moving. But if you move your hand up, then, you know, you can move your leg a whole lot more, for those of you who don't have love handles. So that'll help you understand a little bit that even just a few pounds can make a difference. You know, in my case, I can just swing my legs much more easily. Just that little bit of distance, that however much the love handles sort of lost some fat in them, it's just made it much easier for me to walk outside. And I really, really noticed it because I was thinking when I was out walking Grayson, oh my gosh, another super humid day. And we walked a little over a mile, and I was aware that, hey, my thighs are not rubbing together quite as much as they did, and I'm able to move my legs more. So, you know, you may have 100 or 200 pounds to lose, I don't know, but every little bit makes a difference. And I did want to mention that one of the reasons I do not exercise in the beginning, in the first few weeks of my program, is when you exercise, it sort of tears down muscle tissue that then rebuilds itself. So in a way, it's almost like injuring you a little bit and puts your body under stress, and your body needs more resources to rebuild those muscles. And on a reduced calorie count, you're already putting your body under some stress. You don't need to require even more of it by, doing some crazy exercise program. So I just walk, which is what I usually do, and I do my counter push-aways to help build up some strength, kind of like a push-up but against the counter. And I keep weights. These are just 3-pound weights in the kitchen, and I'll just, maybe do this just a few times during the day, every once in a while, just to help with my muscles at this point. Just, just keep up my strength a little bit, and it's good for your bones too. Anyhow, so I just wanted to explain those two things to you. And I hope that this helps someone. If you have any questions, let me know. You can comment here, or you can always private message me. God bless you.